Let's get this right out in front. I'm what you'd call a Sigma male. No cap, just facts. I got my style on lock. I'm buttery with the ladies. My boys want to be me, and my vibes always pass the check. Hell, I'm so Sigma, my dad never bothered to come back with milk. He knew he couldn't stand beside an alpha male like me, so why bother? It's cool, though. My mom is the best, and the bands I make from my zine cast on the manosphere keep us comf AF. I mean, she's got an OnlyFans, but she only sells feet pics, so it's classy. So when this rando, this Rizzless chud, DMs me on Snap and tells me my vibes are stale, but that he can fix me, I scoffed into my Stanley. This beta wants to Charleston with a Sigma like me? For real, for real? Nah, I'd win. This bald head says to meet him on Ohio Boulevard at midnight, and that he can take my game to the next level. He's capping, for real, but could he be dead ass? A true Sigma's always evolving, peaking game and studying vibes, so I owed it to myself to check his vibes in person. His profile pic looked weak, some chud who probably doesn't even edge, and I wasn't sweating him. I had time, so I got about my morning routine of mewing, gooning, and generally posting my workouts to Insta. As an influencer, it's important for people to know when I'm maxing. They need that kind of positivity in their lives, if they're ever going to be on my level. I had a Feastable for lunch, gotta support the OGs, and put a Feastable bar in my pocket for later. I decided to go live and play a modest 8.5 hours of Roblox. You know, for the fans. And when I looked down, I realized I'd almost missed my yap sesh with the Ohio Rizzler. Ha! Like he could be, for real, the Ohio Rizzler, I thought, as I goon maxed before getting an Uber to the deets he'd sent me. So I caught an Uber to Ohio Avenue, and the driver was some boomer who yapped about how he'd been in Korea or some shit. Bozo thinks I don't know. You can't go to Korea, 'cause that weird haircut dude says so. Like I'm a buster. Pfft, old heads. You should be careful, he said, testing my vibes. I dropped a kid your age off there last week. They found him in an alley nearby, and the scene wasn't pretty. Yap, boomer, I said, tipping 12% before heading off to my meeting of the vibes. I must say, I looked fresh. I had my Logan Paul merch on, sweats and hoodie, and my Crocs were already in sports mode, in case this Rizzler was a creepler instead. I had my Mr. Beast brand mace too, thanks Jimmy, and all that mewing had given me an even chadlier chin than usual. The guy was in for a shock. I don't think he had peeped my Insta and realized I go to the gym 3 times a week and totally work out between photo sessions. I checked my phone, it was 11:59, and I was starting to think this guy wouldn't show when I peeped something from up the way. He was chuggy AF, no cap. Homie low-key looked like the Riddler, but after a glow-up maybe. His threads were giving stale vibes, but there was something about him that was a mood. Round hat, ditty coat, and tapered pants. Straight up fiddle-dee-dees on his grippers. Buckles and all that. And his cane was pretty cringe with that skull on it. He was coming towards me like he was looking for hands, but I checked my vibe and found my chill. If bro wanted me shook, he was going to discover I was built different. Period T. You, Sigma Chad 42069, he said, his voice giving big creep energy. Facts. You the so-called Rizzler of Ohio Street? He swooped his hand out as if he was saying obvi. What do your eyes tell you, son? Looks like I crept out of my goon cave to share vibes with some buster, cuz. You look like a straight L, some Rizzless chud without a white toe to be seen on your bitch. I suppose you'd have to ask your mother about her toes, he said, crossing his arms and grinning. Oh, God, That's almost hands, brah. Step then and see what happens. Aight, say less, I thought. I prepared to rock his shit with an absolute yeetly-inducing right hook. But as I checked yes on gorilla mode, I found the Rizzler had already stepped out. Gone quicker than my dad on a milk run, the Rizzler was nowhere to be peeped. But then, when that cane came down hard behind me, I turned to see him standing where I had stood. Fake, I breathed. No fact check needed. I should have ate. Looks like you busted instead, the Rizzler of Ohio Street said, eyeing me like a snack. Speaking of bustin', I think it's my turn to do some clapping. Nah, I said, unsubscribe. And I dashed. His vibes were cooked. I could feel his aura from here, and unless I wanted to get diddied, I needed to dip hard. The buildings zoomed past mad fast while I dipped, trying to bounce from this weird ass as I bolted. Couldn't even peep him trailing. Those kicks should have been loud AF, but when I looked back, he was just vibing mad smooth, staying close. Ain't no way. How you pulling these vibes? I yapped, mad shook. I suppose you could say I'm built different, the Rizzler said. I was just sprinting, no cap, when a whip rolled up to the light. I opted hop in, but the closer I got, I peeped it wasn't just any ride. It was the same cab I rolled in with. The old dude had said this creep was sus. Maybe he could vibe check me. I banged on the door like, I need help, but as the Rizzler's hand hit my shoulder, I legit knew I was donezo. End of the line, Sigma. Looks like it's time to get clapped for real. But the old guy had other machinations. He cranked the window down, flexing on the Rizzler while yelling for him to bounce. Rizzler backed off, dodging that smoke, and I seized the moment to push the chuggy guy off me. He tripped back, and I hopped in the whip, and we skirted out of there. The old dude asked if I was lit, and I said I was vibing, before clocking who was chilling on the road in front of us. It was the Rizzler. He was vibing there, arms out like he was going to snag the whip, but the old dude just gassed it and rolled right over him. Built different or nah, the Rizzler got bodied by the cab, and we dipped while I was begging him to take me home, for real. I peeped at the back window, but the dude wasn't chilling in the street no more. Didn't vibe with that, but I dipped, so that was fire. The old head said to ring the cops, but nah, too much drama. We made it out, that was the move, so I said I just wanted to chill at the crib. He nodded, dropped me at the house, telling me to be low-key next time. I said bet, then hit the sack. What a wild night, for real, for real. Next day, I woke up to the brekkie aroma. Mom was MIA when I got back, so I guess she was out vibing late. I slid to the kitchen, keeping last night low-key so Mom didn't trip. Some dude was at the stove, dripped in my mom's bathrobe, and nothing else. I was like, who dis? And he whipped around, giving me a mad scare. It was the Rizzler of Ohio Street. Hey, yo, WTF, how'd you slide into my crib, I asked. But Mom slid in and dropped the tea about that. There you are, Sigma. I'm so glad you met Mr. Ohio. We met last night and, well, one thing led to another and he came home with me. He's just so charming, Sigma. I was putty in his hands. I hear that all the time, the Rizzler yapped, smooching her neck while peeping his aura shift. But I think if you would have me, I could finally be a one-woman man. Oh, you, she said, peeping the time. I've got to go. I'll see you boys tonight. Love you. She dipped out, rocking her open-toed kicks, and I was low-key shook. For real, for real. Her toes were slaying fresh, snow-white vibes. He dropped a plate in front of me, like bacon and eggs on fleek, toast vibing. Had to say, it hit different. They tied the knot last week, big vibes and all, and now the Rizzler from Ohio is my stepfather. No cap. So I guess what I'm yapping, chat, is am I cooked or what? Hey everyone, it's Dr. Plague, just popping in at the end here to tell you happy April Fool's Day, and I hope you enjoyed my Gen Alpha rendition of a creepypasta. If you understood more than 2 sentences of that, then I'm glad. If not, you'll probably have to feed it into Google Translate like I did when I wrote it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll be back very soon. Let's roll those credits.
You're still here. Thanks for stopping by. Dr. Plague here. Always a pleasure to see all my new and old viewers coming by for another one of my spooky tales. If you'd like to support the show, you can always take part in one of our channel offers through Fume or Aura, or you can just click on another video when they come up. I'd really appreciate it. For our newer viewers, we also have lots of playlists and other things if you'd like to get caught up. I know some of my series have been going on for quite a while. If you'd like to get my latest book, there's a link down below that'll take you to my Amazon page. Towesey Homestead just came out, so if that's something you'd like to get your hands on, go ahead and have a look down there. If you'd like a signed copy, you can go ahead and email me from my email address on the site, and I'll get with you about shipping information and ship you a signed copy. If you'd like to support the channel in a more monetary fashion, we also have membership through YouTube, and we've got a Patreon that you can get the information for in the description. We have lots of tiers and everything to suit your needs. Patrons that support on the $10 tier, that's our Ghostly Reader tier, get a book anytime I write one, signed and on their doorstep. As you may have noticed, there's a list of patrons and members on the screen, and I'd like to personally thank every one of them for taking a hand in the future of this channel. Well, that's enough for tonight. Dr. Plague, signing off. Have a wonderful evening.